Have you guys seen this? This is the clip of clips. Have you guys seen this? When did this come out?
Don was in
today.
This came out an hour ago. Have you seen this yet, Fluffy?
I have not.
Okay, so he said Dawn came out, and he's referring to Dawn Fall. Okay, I'll play it a couple times. Okay, here we go.
In Oslo for a CrossFit tour, and he basically said that they're looking to sell the company. So anything that isn't making a revenue right now, they're going to be trying to cut. Because somebody was asking the question straight up, is like, are you trying to sell us? Is that what's going on? Are you trying to make? And he's like, yes, we are. And so if we're not making any money, then I think we should probably not expect these things to come back. It was Q&A in Oslo when he was there with the team, and somebody's like, well, what's going on? Are you trying to sell us? Is that what it is? Are we getting ready? Is that what we're getting ready for? He's like, yes, they are looking to sell us. They've been trying to sell us for years, so I mean, not sure anybody's surprised.
No, I'm not shocked that that's what's happening. I'm shocked that he outright said, yes, that's what we're doing. Like, that surprised me a bit, because I thought there might be more subversive than that.
Don was in Oslo for a CrossFit tour.
This shit's selling soon.
Damn.
So they make decisions based on not what's best for the affiliates or the trainers or the athletes or anyone in the space, other than the fact at the end of the day they want to sell it for more than they bought it for. And maybe I'll spin it like this. Maybe every decision that you make that hires the value of it also trickles down to make it better for those people, but maybe worse too. What a trip, right? I thought they were going to hold on to this for a long time. Wasn't that the story when Rosa came in? It's not a
Rosa, dude, right? This is different than Rosa.
Yeah, but he still owns the company. He's still part of the team that owns the company.
Oh, the board.
Do you like it? You don't like it?
I mean, I personally love it because it'll like every time they do that, they'll rattle some shit loose, and I can just like I'm like on the back of this animal with my fucking biting the back and my claws in it, and every time Matt Souza, don't talk about men's bodies. Every time it like moves. It's like, I'll do a jiu-jitsu metaphor. It's better. As you scramble and try to get away, I can sink in deeper. And so every time that they have a lack of stability, I can just sink in deeper, right? This whole game, for anyone who doesn't know what's going on, everything is about relationships. Everything's about relationships. And so I don't think CrossFit has good relationships right now. I think they're struggling in the relationship department, and I think that I have great relationships. And so if they think of just how much, let's say, so the current team has put in all this work, right? And they built all these relationships, right? Like Don has, and then they sell and he leaves. Now the new guy's even that far behind.
Yeah. And
so my big concern is at some point affiliates are going to be like, oh, wait a second. I'm just a spoke on your crank, and you're completely using me, and it's not symbiotic. Buy, sell, buy. I mean, because the people who are going to buy it are just going to sell it again in 4 years, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think it's better for the brand if someone who's passionate about CrossFit buys it, or someone
who's such thing.
Very business savvy?
There's only one. The only people who are going to buy CrossFit is to buy it and sell it, buy it and sell it, buy it and sell it, and buy it and sell it, right? I mean, that's just the whole thing. It's just like blocks of gold. But maybe if there were a brand out there that's that could somehow use CrossFit as part of their, like UFC. Let's say WME, William Morris Endeavor, bought CrossFit. Then they would have the UFC, then they would have CrossFit, and they would have WWE. It's three pretty hardcore brands. And then if they gave full control to Dave, and they let him just rebuild the brand, meaning just walk around like Dana White does, like fuck you guys. I start just talking shit to the athletes and the affiliates and kicking people out and just get our swagger back. Start doing Fran at the level ones again instead of being afraid people are going to fall off the pull-up bars. Maybe, but other than that, I think it's only a matter of time before they sell one too many times and the affiliates get scared and they run. There's a little bit of like every time the company sells, you're beating the kids, and eventually the kids will either run away from home or try to kill their father.
Yeah, I'm also excited for them to sell, just because I feel like the last few years I haven't really seen. I feel it's almost if anything, it's in the exact same position it was in 3 years ago. I don't really see it moving forward very much in the last 3 years. But then there's like, when I start to think of like a football analogy, like a coach, when you start like the team starts switching up coaches too often, it's like you got to give a coach and a player time to like figure things out. But then again, I don't know if this ownership has that passion or has that desire to figure things out. Are they just trying to flip a business and make money off it? Because if that's it, then if that's the mindset, which whoever's buying every time, like it's going to be hard for me to have much hope in CrossFit ever, like, getting to where it once was. I feel like if that's the mentality,
I feel like they're paralyzed.
Yeah,
they're just frozen.
Seems like it.
Yeah, they're just completely frozen. And what's weird is look at Bud Light. They went from fucking a tranny to back to UFC. They're already back.
Shane Gillis.
And where is did Bud Light sign Shane Gillis too? Wow.
Yep. Great move, Bud Light.
Wow.
And
now they got a commercial with Dustin Poirier, and it's like CrossFit is like you can smell the fear on them still. You know what I mean? They're still stuck in like social justice warrior land. Like they're just not. I mean, the perfect example is Pat McAfee, right? Look what he's doing at ESPN. He says the craziest. He says the craziest shit, and that's the wokest company ever.
I know.
So,
and it's ironic because he probably has the most popular show on that network.
Right. Dave Portnoy bought Barstool back for $1. Why can't Greg with CrossFit?
I don't think Greg's got $1, dude.
He only deals with 5s and 10s.
Yeah, it's a holdup.
Would Rich buy CrossFit and give it the mayhem touch?
How much did they buy it for last time?
200 million.
Gosh, that's really not that much money.
No.
I mean, when you think about like a whole business, that's really not that crazy amount of money.
Right. But you don't really get a lot with it. Or if you don't know how to utilize it. Like you have to be able to figure out, you have to be able to utilize it. And I mean, the guy who bought it had no idea what he's doing. Eric Rose is 0. So, yeah.
How do you utilize it?
I could think of maybe some ways that the UFC could utilize it. Basically, you just have to. That's a good question. I'm not sure exactly how to.
Elon Musk or someone with money buys it, and they were open to doing something with it. What do they do with it?
The first thing you do is you revitalize the brand. So you just take 2 steps back. You cull the herd. You have to revitalize the brand and basically make it so like the brand is like, hey, this is some really fucking hard, potent shit that really fucking works. And it's for people who believe in personal accountability and personal responsibility. And if you'd like to try, we're here for you. But if not, fuck you.
Well, like, what does that look like? Does it say, hey, Dave, you've got full power and resources to do that sort of thing? Like get everyone that message across, and it's got to be done via, of course, messaging. Yeah.
Messaging, behavior, actions. Say it again.
What you just said doesn't work if you've got no one to tell people that's what you are or are doing.
Right.
Which they don't. They don't. Right.
You can't care what people say about you on social media. You just have to just take the thing and just start steering it in the fucking right direction.
Hey, imagine this real quick. I mean, I'm looking at a house right there. There's a house. And that person's got no idea what CrossFit is, and I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Right? They look in here like, oh, you're working out. I'm like, yeah, I'm working out. Let's say they're scrolling through the internet, and the only thing that they can get across that would have anything to do with CrossFit would be Dave's Week in Review. Are they going to have any way to do any? Is there going to be anything that's going to incline them to start CrossFit with that? Or are they going to go through TikTok and see the little fire emoji, handshake meets skill meets handshake bullshit, whatever, that they put up with Trista Smith? And will that make that person join CrossFit? And the answer is also no. So when I say there's no messaging, that person has no idea what the fuck is going on. And if that person doesn't, nobody can. Because that's a 40-some-year-old person with enough money to do it and probably put their whole family through it.
But if you had a cool video of a 52-year-old man or a 50-year-old man in front of a supermarket, and he just looks like a regular guy, and these high school kids come out, and he's like, "Hey, you want to have a pull-up competition?" And he beats them. And he's like, "Yeah, I just do CrossFit 3 days a week." And then all the 52-year-old men are like, "Oh shit, what's that?"
That's it. I got an idea. I'm gonna text somebody.
Yeah. So and then just relationships. It's just fucking. It's all about fucking relationships, man. Mm-hmm. It's all.
This is gonna be sick.
You know when CrossFit did. Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead. I won't forget.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I was just gonna say the question I always propose a lot too is that I feel like they have a struggle with the gyms, the affiliates, the methodology versus the CrossFit Games. And although I do think both help each other in a certain way, more people see the games and see that as like, they interpret that's what CrossFit is. And I think that is what scares people off the most. And they don't understand that, hey, if you go to a CrossFit gym that's customizable, it's scalable, everybody from all walks of life, shapes and sizes come and do it. But what takes place in the affiliate, I feel like that messaging really struggles to get out to the masses big time.
First of all, I think that it's okay to scare people. I love that part of the brand. I love that part of the brand that fucking you should be scared. Like you should have some anxiety. But I think you can totally do both. I think they should have kept making the Netflix documentaries. They should keep but they should also be crushing. They should own YouTube. So anytime you type in the word push up, it shows you all the variations of push ups and maybe shows you, old people, fat people, trannies, whatever, doing it. You know what I mean? The whole gambit. But I also I have no problem with. I think the brand value comes from the fact that Navy SEALs do it, and that fucking we know that Jeffrey Adler can fucking destroy any Olympian straight out of the hopper. Like at 3 a.m, and the Olympian could be fresh. We're the shit, and I'm okay with that. I think that's where the brand value is, and I think if someone's willing to stay the course, I think because we all know once you scratch past that and you get to the affiliate, you're like, oh shit.
But you don't think people see that and be like, they think that's what CrossFit is? And like, well, I can't do that, so I'm not even going to try even go through a CrossFit gym. Yeah,
I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with it. Yeah, because okay. I think the long play is, is slowly we do get those people, because every gym does have those people. It's like you have to walk through the waterfall, and you're like, oh my god, I've made it. There's a cave back here. You know what I mean? I don't think people aren't not playing basketball because they don't think that they're going to ever be Michael Jordan. It's because they want to be Michael Jordan. And so that's the kind of people like we need. And it doesn't matter whether you're 60 or 80. Maybe they could publicize the old people more and try to get some viral videos of a 70-year-old woman climbing a rope. I'm all down with that. And I do think that you still push hard on making instructional content. But I have no problem. Like if we scare away, the net benefit of bringing in all the people over the long haul. I mean, I came to CrossFit because I wanted to be the fittest I could be, and now I'm 52 and I just want to stay alive. I made the transition, and it's like, so if we lose out on that whole older crowd now, who gives a fuck? We'll get them eventually, because in 20 years those 18-year-olds are going to be 38, and in 30 years they're going to be 48. I'm totally okay with that. I think it's perfect. They'll spread the message.
the main reason why I started CrossFit was because of the games. I saw that stuff and I was like, oh, that looks awesome. I want to learn how to do that. I'm with you there as far as like, yeah, they're going to thin out the people who don't want to, I guess, get to that point. But I just think that's what I think the people just don't realize that there's like a building up phase. There's like a level 1. There's like a baby steps to get to that point. People just, I think the mass majority think it's the intense stuff that you see at the games is what you're going to get if you walk into a CrossFit gym. And I think that's what scares people away from even trying to start to learn the first. But
wouldn't you say that's also where the brand value is though too? Sorry, 1 second.
No, good. Yeah.
Sorry. Hi. You have to drop a deuce. Do you need help?
Hiller, show him how to do it.
Keep wiping until there's no brown things, okay? Thank you. I love you.
It's
solid parenting, right?
Great advice. Yeah.
That was a bit. There was no one standing there.
Hey, but Josh, like, who cares?
Probably affiliate owners.
Right. Okay. So affiliate owners care. So then it's their job. Then at that level, it's their job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, but they suck at doing their job. I've been there. I sucked at doing my job.
All right.
It's the truth. I mean, hell, and as an affiliate owner, you know a lot of them, and not one single one of them is good. And then what happens is you'll buy some stupid course telling you to offer stupid 6-week programs and change up your billing cycles and shit like that, and it makes everything worse.
Here's also what I think you're doing, Josh, and bear with me here. I'm about to tear you a new one. Ready? I think you're trying to figure out which condom you're going to bring, your lucky blue one or your lucky red one, and you haven't even asked the girl out yet. Meaning, like, dude, they're not messaging to old people. They're not messaging to fit people. They're not messaging to shit. Here's the thing. Just two things that we know for sure. Continue to message to the fucking base. Who's the base? Badass fucking first responders. Make sure you know that it's the ultimate GPP program. And then the second thing, make sure you also tell them, hey, it's the greatest lifestyle methodology there is. I just triggered Hiller. And what is that? And what does that mean? That means on what to eat and how to move. And that's it. And we can teach it better than anyone. Just hold those two mantles and then don't worry about anything else. And then later on in 2 years, me and Josh can come back and be like, hey, well, I'm making some videos to try to entice some old motherfuckers in here. But until like they're going to hold the base, like.
Well, and maybe I'm not even explaining right. I don't necessarily care about the old. Oh yeah. I'm not really specifying like old people. I just.
Dickhead. Dickhead.
Yeah. I mean, anybody over 40 can suck it. I guess my main thing is that I think my main point I'm trying to make is that I think the perception of people who aren't in CrossFit think that there's only like kind of one style or there's only one training type, and that's what you see at the games. I think most people think that.
Yeah. If
you go and ask the average person, hey, tell me about CrossFit. Oh, they probably do those crazy shit with bad form. They just throw weight all around. You know, like those are the kind of things you see go viral too, like on Instagram and stuff. Is like the kind of the crazy, like, okay, well, that shit, you never see that shit in any kind of reputable gym. Right. But that's the kind of stuff that gets out there. And if you're not like in the gym, the community, whatever it is, if you don't know like much about it, that's what you're going to be. That's what your interpretation is. And I feel like that's what you're going to continue to think CrossFit is. Right. And it's just like, man, it's frustrating when it's like people who are in, or, you know, who do CrossFit, they know it's like so far from the actual truth of what it is. And so, yeah, I guess that's
not at Hiller's gym. Hiller would brag about how he had the fittest gym in the world.
I absolutely would.
And he would put it up
2 consecutive years, and then they got rid of the slider on .com. We had to take it off the website.